Today at Let's Talk Marketplace Newsflash, we talked about
the tariff conflict between the US and China, new marketplace updates from Babymarkt, Bräuninger and Kaufland.
and how the DHL makes German Christmas much more expensive.
Have fun listening!
Let's Talk Marketplace.
The Marketplace podcast with Ingrid Laumer and Valerie Dichtel.
And here we are again. Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Marketplace. Newsflash time is again today. So we talk about the most important marketplace news of the last month.
Yeah, well, I'm ready, I would say. Tough April 2025. I felt a little low in news, but maybe that's also because I was crazy occupied with building our first Marketplace Universe brand community and the Marketplace Leaders Circle for our soft lines, so for fashion brands, sports brands, etc., which starts in June. So I'm having so many calls about that one. So I didn't really notice what was happening in our industry, to be very honest. So you need to help me today, Ingrid.
Well, it's not just because you were so occupied. It has been a bit slow in April. I guess that's due to Easter and all that. We got a lot of out-of-office notices after sending our newsletter in the last 2 weeks, which is always a good, indicator on how many people are on holidays at the moment. So it seems the whole industry was a bit slower. But there were some things that happened and that are interesting for us to discuss.
Okay, such as?
Yeah, well, the main news, I guess, is not from Europe, but from the US, because on April 25, the de minimis rule was expired. So now Chinese companies like Shein and Temu have to pay taxes, and there's no threshold anymore for parcels up to which they don't have to pay any tariffs for. So now it's really expensive to sell from China to the US. On the one hand, because of the de minimis rule, and the other hand, because of the ongoing tariff war between China and the US. And this is already felt by customers because now prices are going up on these platforms quite heavily, actually.
And before we had this rule in the US of $800 or something,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
So below that, I could ship everything to the US without any extra customs?
Customs, without tariffs, yes. And that has fallen, and tariffs themselves have risen significantly. And so now it's just very expensive to get stuff from China into the US to sell it there. And
now they're playing tariffs ping pong, right? With China.
That too. You could say that. I think they started out with about 35%, and then Trump hiked it up to 84%, and then China matched that, and then Trump hiked it up again to 145%, and China said, okay, we can do the same. Yeah, so now it's really, really high. And I don't know how long this is going to go on, and who will be the first to blink. Don't ask me, but the point is that it is affecting.
Insane, sorry.
Definitely affecting.
It's insane what they do.
Business in the US at the moment.
Yeah.
Massively so.
But not just in the US. I mean, everyone is also affected, in our industry. I mean, so many are producing in China and in Europe, or selling also in the US. I also had some calls with brands who were we stopped sending products from China to the US. So, but we are producing most of our products there. Okay, great.
Well, you can just wait until all this nice stuff that can't be sold anymore in the US comes over to Europe, of course. The European Union is bound to react to that sooner or later. At the moment, the de minimis rule in Europe is supposed to fall in 2028. I don't think that they will wait this long.
Yeah.
Just my 5 cents. Because if they do, then all the China stuff will land in our full garden. And I don't think that the European economy would be really up to that. But anyway, at the moment now, prices are going up. And some US companies are happy about it because they have stockpiled their own products in their own warehouses, and so now at the moment they can sell cheaper than the Chinese competition can.
Yeah, I mean, but like this is also not endless. I mean,
It's not,
yeah.
definitely.
So
And
that's
he
just
thinks,
a matter of time.
yeah, as soon as they run out of products, they
Yeah.
will have to source again. And where do they source? Well,
Yeah.
yeah. So this is isn't there this Chinese saying of if you want to really fuck someone up, you just tell them, "May you live in interesting times." I think it's one of those Chinese curses. That's definitely fitting at the moment. Yeah, so this is an ongoing thing. We'll see how that works out in the next episode. I'm rather sure that this tariff war will continue playing a role for us for the whole year, I think.
Okay. And what is Amazon in this like case doing? I mean, it's also quite affected, I guess.
Well, the interesting thing is that Amazon was just trying to counter Temu with its own low price or entry level price strategy, which is called Amazon Haul. We talked about that together with Malte Carson in the last episode on Amazon. And in an Amazon Haul, you can now, before you could get discounted products, very cheap products, everything below $20. But now the assortment is changing already. So you can also get discounted products by, well-known brands like Adidas or Levi's or Gap. And all that things, you couldn't find them before on Amazon Haul because it was just an ultra low price area.
They
And
will be
that
very
seems
happy
to
about
change.
it.
Well, I don't know if they will keep on holding on to Amazon Haul because if you just find the same stuff that you also find on Amazon.com, why would you need Amazon Haul?
Yeah.
Well, what would you need it for? But we'll see. So at the moment, they are already also reacting to it because Amazon Haul as well was filled almost exclusively with China products.
Yeah, and I mean, to be very honest, if you're also like naming brands like Adidas, Levi's, Gap, I'm like, everyone is also producing in China.
Yeah, of course.
So, I mean, they're all affected, even though it's like brands from the US or from Germany or whatever. It's like, yeah, fashion industry is definitely, in sports especially, is based in China because they are really good in producing sporting goods. So, shoes, etc. So,
yeah, and this is not something that you can just turn back the time on this industry that has grown over
no, and
decades
not shifted
inside
over
China.
in like a glimpse and all the machines, the volume. I mean,
Yeah, and production quality as well. Because
yeah, of course, the
it's really
know-how
high there
as well. Yeah.
yeah, well, we'll see where this is going to. Yeah.
So, yeah, would you say is Trump's policy working after all, at least against the Chinese competitors?
Well, no, I don't think so. Because as you said, this is just a matter of time in which then the products that are now stored within the US are running out in their warehouses. And they won't have time to build up the production capacities inside the US in this quick time.
Yeah.
And even if they do, it's not as the common income in the UK and in the US is not that high actually for the normal people, the normal citizens.
Yeah.
And it hasn't risen over the last decade. So people just don't have the money to buy American produced stuff.
Yeah,
So-
or now China produced stuff
Yeah.
because of the tariffs.
Yeah,
I
of
mean,
course, yeah, of course.
so they are literally
no,
not
I don't
able
think it's
to
going
afford
work out.
anything right now, right?
No.
So, yeah,
He's bleeding out his
I mean,
own country, and
Yeah.
he's bleeding out his own citizens. So I don't believe that this is working.
Yeah.
But yeah, feel free to tell me otherwise in the comments on LinkedIn if you see somewhere, or send me a DM because I'm interested in an open debate about this, and I would like to have a more positive outlook on things, but I don't at the moment. So yeah, enlighten me if you have a different point of view. Right. Coming back to Europe for a quick bit, we have some marketplace news from Germany. Babymarkt, which is a small but I think relevant competitor inside the baby and kids market, and they are shutting down. All the physical stores will be closed, and their e-commerce business will be taken over by their competitor Babywalz. It's yet unclear if their marketplace will continue to operate. But do you know the marketplace a bit more, Valerie?
Well, the marketplace babymarkt.de was already pretty small. So they always like were on our list, so I need to take it back. But it was never really ramping up, I would say. So it's not I'm not wondering. And Baby Walz is the one of the biggest, especially in Germany, in terms of baby products. And let's see. If I'm wondering that Baby Walz is not taking the physical stores from babymarkt.de, but maybe they are so strong and online and just want to get rid of one competitor.
And Baby Walz has physical stores as well.
Yeah.
So
So they were pretty like similar, I would say.
Yeah, just bigger. Yeah, we'll see. I would be sad to see babymarkt.de as a marketplace go, because this is the whole industry is tough when it comes to marketplaces already. There is not much choice. So it would be good for retailers and brands to have a bit more choice here. Yeah. So if Baby Walz continues it, more power to them. Let's stay in the German market here for a little bit, because some months ago, actually, I think, we have been reporting on the rumors that Breuninger is on sale.
Well, it was no rumor that they were on sale.
Yes, they were on sale, that's true. Yeah, but nothing much has happened since then.
Yeah, that's true. So I think Breuninger was like, hey, we want to offer us to get bought and to get acquired. And then I just read in the news in a different newsletter today that there were no serious bidders in the end anymore, so they stopped it.
I think they were too picky, from what I found.
Could be.
So no one interested there. So I guess then Breuninger will just continue as they are at the moment.
I mean, they're having like a good safe ground, I would say. Marketplace business is running quite well for them. So, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not too sad about it, to be very honest.
Yes. Yeah, it would have been, I don't know, not nice to see another one of those big German fashion chains go, I think.
There's already enough trouble in the
that's true.
country about fashion.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely.
That's actually also a topic we will talk about in our marketplace leader circle, about fashion, about you and Zalando, etc., expansion to other marketplaces. Where shall we go? Where don't we go? From UK to main Europe to Eastern Europe. So that will be quite interesting.
Yeah. That's a lot to talk about, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Before we continue with some cross-border news from Kaufland, let's have a very short advertising break.
Are you looking to take your business global but not sure where to start? We've got you covered. Join us on May 20th at 11 a.m. CET for a free webinar, Unlock Global Growth Cross-Border Opportunities, with our sponsor, eBay.
Together with Isabel Butterwege, Senior Manager Seller and Brand Engagement at eBay, I will explore how sellers and brands can tap into international markets with confidence. You'll learn why cross-border selling on eBay is a growth opportunity you don't want to miss, how to set up for international success as well, and you will also learn which tools and programs can support you and get real-life best practices and actionable tips to help you scale.
Yeah. Whether you are just getting started or looking to grow your existing international business, this session will give you the clarity and confidence you need. You'll walk away with the practical insights you can apply immediately. So don't miss out. This is your chance to unlock your global potential with eBay. Sign up now. All the infos is on the show notes or on our website.
Sorry, trouble with my jingles here. So, right. Okay, let's continue with our news then. We had one of the news. We were live there when it was announced because that was at the e-commerce day.
Was a
event.
tasty announcement.
Yes, it was very tasty announcement actually, because you were there at the Kaufland e-commerce day, and it was there that Kaufland Global Marketplace announced its plans to expand to further its global expansion by moving to France and to Italy. And as Valerie said, this was accompanied by so very tasty macarons for the French market.
I don't know how many I ate. They were like in 3 colors, of course,
Yes.
like the flag.
The French flag,
I think I ate 10 or something.
Yep, I think
Like over the day.
I stole a little box and took some home for myself.
Really?
Yes, I did, because they were really, really tasty.
They were so good.
And some pralines for Italy as well, which was also very nice. But the macarons,
some
beat them.
typical ones. Yeah. So okay, now everyone knows that we love macarons.
Yes, we do.
But
anyway.
for what's more important, when do they come, Ingrid?
Yes, they will be starting in the third quarter of 2025 in these new markets. And I was quite astonished when I heard that, because we heard before that.
Yeah, we knew that something is happening, right?
Something is going to be happening, and we guess that it's going to have to do something with the global expansion, because Kaufland has been pushing for internationalization over the last 2 years, starting out with Czechia and Slovakia and Poland and also Austria last year. And so it was clear that they're going to have new markets. But my money was on Eastern Europe, because Kaufland as a brand is quite strong, for example, in Romania, which is also an interesting e-commerce market, very growing, and there's not much Amazon there, so you might have good chances to get started there. But they went for France and Italy, 2 countries where Kaufland doesn't have any brick and mortar presence. So that was surprising to me.
That's true. That was very surprising. Yeah. Let's see how it goes. And if you want to exchange about that one, you can also come to our Marketplace Universe Connect event we do together with Kaufland on the 23rd of June. In Berlin, the pre-event of the K5. So if you want to take part on it, then just go on our website on the events part and register for it. We would love to see you there.
Yeah. And Kaufland will be very ready to talk about their international marketplaces, I'm sure. Yeah, so that was that. What else do I have? Well, there was, again, something from the German market here, because
I really
this
need to laugh when I read this.
Yeah, this was, that was a bummer. The DHL, biggest logistics service in Germany, but also very big in the whole of Europe, they introduced some very nice, not additional fees for peak season. So,
in Germany.
Yes, in Germany.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, only in Germany.
Yeah, that's really nice.
I didn't really understand, but yeah. So because they already had a peak season fee, yeah, we don't forget that they already had one, which was around, I think, 19 cents or something. So an extra
per
charge
parcel.
For the per parcel. And now there's going to be an extra 50-cent Black Friday special fee per parcel in November and December.
Because of course Black Friday is of course in November and December.
Yes, all the time.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean, to be very honest, I think I was in a survey some weeks ago, and they were like asking me, it was like some, I don't know, huge consultancy, blah, blah. And then they were like asking me, like, if you would be the DHL guy, right, what would you do in order to prevent yourself from Temu? And I was like, I don't know. But heightening the Black Friday special fee, which is actually a Q4 special fee, thank you for that one. This is so stupid. I mean, there's no wonder why Amazon is so big and getting bigger, like the Amazon fulfillment services.
Yes, yeah, of course.
Really, this is no wonder. It's like, what the heck is going on with them?
Yeah, and I mean, come on, we're coming from 19 cents per parcel, and now it's an extra 50%
it's
on
69
top.
cents, 70
Like,
cents.
this is like 200% rise. It's like, come
What?
on.
It's like, Why?
Yeah, I don't know what rhythm here. And talking about how to defend from Temu, obviously that is not the case, because at the same time it came out on the same day, which is extra ironic, I think. It was announced that DHL is partnering with Temu for local-to-local logistics in all of Europe. Thank you for that. So,
Great. And
yeah.
they don't need to pay extra fee.
I don't know. That was not part of the announcement. It would be extra, mean if they don't have to. But I don't know further about that. But I know how very, very pissed German retailers are after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun. Fun and games. Yeah. But we are already, and the next news is fitting to that, actually, because we are already in the middle of talking about how economics makes politics and the other way around. Yeah, how much Timo and stuff are a matter of politics as well, and of economical politics. And just this morning, we had an interesting press release coming from Seconomy, which is the mother company for MediaMarktSaturn. And they announced that their CEO, Carsten Wildberger, will be leaving the company, at least for a while, because he will become Germany's new digital minister in the new government that is now forming at the moment under the CDU leader Friedrich Merz. And he's going to become the next minister for digitalization and state modernization. Interesting.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, we'll see. This is, of course, the German e-commerce industry is looking at that quite positively, saying, okay, this guy is one of us, it's one of ours. He knows how the business works. He also knows how to transform and digitalize an old company, because MediaMarktSaturn used to be one of those retail giants in Germany, and they have turned around much more towards e-commerce and click and collect and stuff. So he knows how to do that, and so people are looking at this.
And hopefully that helps a bit.
Quite hopefully, yeah. We'll see.
Let's see.
It just goes to show how much politics go into economics and the other way around. So, we'll be talking a lot more about politics, I think.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Fingers crossed that's a good decision.
Yes.
For us.
It will still take some time until he takes over. I think the due date for that is May, or beginning of May, end of May, something like that.
I mean, we're still discussing in Germany if you are able to take part in a video conference if you're in the train next week from Munich to Hamburg. So maybe there's some, I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see, there's room to work with.
There's room for improvement.
Minister for digitalization. Yes, it is. Yeah, well, these were my news, actually, for today. So
I would say you forgot something really, really big and important for us in April.
I did?
Yeah, because you forgot. Actually, all of our team forgot, and also me, to be very honest. But I had by accident I showed in our marketplace newsletter figures last week, and then I was like, "Oh, we have our first newsletter birthday."
Yes, we have.
And so Marketplace Universe, our weekly newsletter, which is sent out on Mondays to all of you, hopefully. Is sent out every Monday, and we have our first birthday. We already sent out 48 newsletters to you. We have grown from the numbers are so good. I'm really so proud of us, actually, mainly about you and Christiane, because I have no clue how to write a newsletter. We have grown from 1,260 subscribers to over 3,000 as of last week. We have even surpassed the 3,000 people mark, which is amazing. We have an incredible opening rate of more than 53% and a click rate of more than 11%.
Yeah, that's quite good.
That's
I have
so
to admit that.
good. Bounces are below 0.3% as well as unsubscribers. So
And that is what I really love about that,
Yeah.
that very low number of unsubscribers, because we do promise people with our newsletter, no more FOMO and no frills, no bullshit, just the relevant stuff. And it seems that people buy that.
Yes.
And that we can...
And we also get great feedback from all of you and the content, etc. So we will definitely keep up with that one.
Yes.
And in total, we sent out over 100,000 emails already. I think that's a good one.
That's quite a good one. Yeah,
So,
quite unbelievable.
yeah, we can really celebrate this.
Yes, we should, because I think it's a bit hard for us to really pinpoint the day that Marketplace Universe really started, because there were talks between the two of us, and then we started working together over a course of time, but the company has not been yet founded.
Yeah.
So it was more of a period in which the company itself got
Yeah,
started.
yeah.
So for me, in a way, the time when we first sent the newsletter, that is my unofficial date, because this was the first project we did together, you and me. And
Yeah, the first new project, definitely.
your first new
Yes.
project that was really born out of the idea of Marketplace Universe. So that is my unofficial, celebration date.
That's also
So-
your baby.
yeah, that's true. That's also my
that's
baby. Yeah.
that's your baby. Yeah.
That's the first thing that I brought to the table, that idea. And so this is really cool.
Yeah.
And I did celebrate. You know what I did?
What?
Well, I always told myself that when this thing with Marketplace Universe, as soon as this really works, and what I'm going to do to celebrate that for myself, when I have the feeling that this is working really well, I will buy myself an e-bike. I did that last week.
Oh,
It's a refurbished one, of course, because that's me. But that's what I did, because
Nice
I got that
one.
feeling of this is it. This is 1 year of newsletter. This is great numbers. It's working out fine. We're starting our community soon, so the next big baby is just on the way. So
And
it's time for that e-bike.
Interesting one that the newsletter birthday is in the same week as your real birthday.
Yep. That's
So that's a great coincidence.
so I
Nice.
thought about celebrating that.
Yeah.
Yep. Well,
Great.
right. Okay. I guess that's all the news then. That's all the news from the Marketplace Universe and from ourselves as well. And thank you very much, all of you for subscribing to us, if you are already subscribers. If not, you should really hurry over to marketplace-universe.com/newsletter and put yourself in there. And then you will also get emails from our dear colleague Christiane, who's putting together the newsletter every week at Monday at 11 a.m., come rain or shine. So then you can be part of that great group of people that receive our news there.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you for listening to us today. Next week, we will talk once more about Temu.
Yes.
So we will be joined by Marius Eckel, a very experienced marketplace retailer who thought long and hard about selling on Temu, and in the end didn't finish his onboarding. Spoiler alarm. I'm really curious to hear what made him step back when he's active on nearly every other marketplace in our quadrants. So I'm really excited about the insight. So
and about his decision and why he came to that. So be sure not to miss that conversation, and like and follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, wherever you're listening to us. And thanks for today. Bye-bye.
You listen to Let's Talk Marketplace.
the Marketplace podcast with Ingrid Lommer and Valerie Dichtel.